I'd like to welcome everybody to Ironside Lunch and Learn. This week's Parashat is Parashat Ekev. The pasuk begins, "V'haya Ekev tishma'un et hamishpatim ha'eleh u'shmartem v'asitem otam." It says over here, if you were going to listen to the laws that Hashem has given to us, because remember, Moshe'S was not giving us like a debriefing of everything that has been going on for the past 40 years. He says Hashem will then keep His promise, keep His covenant, His benevolence with you that He promised. He promised to your forefathers. Rashi says over there, he says, Et ha-mitzvot, im ha-mitzvot kalot she'adam ba'akav, et ha-mitzvot kalot she'adam dash ba'akav tishme'un. He says, pay attention to those small little mitzvot that most people oversee. For example, we have Taryag mitzvot. Each one in his mind thinks which mitzvah is better. One guy says, the biggest mitzvah to be in shul on Yom Kippur. Another one says, the biggest mitzvah is to keep Shabbat, to keep kosher. The other guy says, it's not such a big deal if I don't check shatnez. It's not such a big deal if I don't talk Lashon Hara. It's not such a big deal if I don't do Birkat HaLevana. Each one chooses. Rashi says, be careful. Choosing between one mitzvah and the other, which one is better, which one's worse. We don't know the value of a mitzvah. Sometimes it's a good advice. Smiling at another person might be bigger than you going to, and the outcome of that might be bigger than you spending all the holiday season in shul. We don't know the value of mitzvot. That's why we don't know the sachar. As a matter of fact, we should also know that the reward for mitzvot is in olam haba. Don't expect to do a mitzvah and get the reward here, even though that we do get that. But the service of Hashem is that you do the mitzvah without expecting to receive the reward. The reward is kept free for olam haba. Keep in mind, we are here for a short period of time. We're passing through this world in order to gain entry to olam haba. It's a basic concept in Judaism that today is so far away from us, unfortunately, from the generation that we're in. And the generation that we're in, we are in the generation of Ikvata de Mashiach. The heels of Mashiach. This is the generation of Mashiach. Listen to this beautiful pirush. I just heard it from Rabbi Sharone. I'm going to repeat it in his name. It says, V'haya Ekev. He says, what's Ekev? He says, and this is like almost like a prophetic pasuk. V'haya, and it will be. Ekev. What's Ekev? In the time of Ikvata de Mashiach. Nowadays. Tishma'un, you will listen. He says, don't read it Tishma'un, read it Torah Shimon. The Taf stands for Torah, and the second part of the word is Shimon. Who is Shimon? It's Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He's the one that authored the Zohar. So he says, when it comes to the time of Ikvata de Mashiach, the day and age that we live in, the type of Torah that we need to pay attention to is the Torah of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Keep in mind, the Zohar, it's not something that you were able to study. You have to be 40, you have to be learned, it has to be at a certain way, at a certain time, at a certain age. All of a sudden nowadays, you see it's readily available. You can open up online, you can open up books, everybody can read the Zohar. Everybody can quote the Zohar. In this class we quoted the Zohar many, many times. It's because that's the knowledge, that's the Torah that is needed for this time. Each time period in Judaism had a different type of Torah that was needed. You see, the Yetzer Hara of today, of iPhones and TVs and instant gratification, is not the Yetzer Hara that was 500 years ago. When you had to get from place to place, it wasn't a car and an airplane, it was a horse and a donkey. You didn't have the overstimulation of the phone or anything like that. To get something done, you really have to leave somewhere and walk and toil to do something that you really wanted. It's a different type of Yetzer Hara. So the same way that the Yetzer Hara constantly is different in different ages, so is the Torah. Each generation has a different type of Torah that's relevant to it. Here it says, Vaya Ekev Tishma'un. It says here, in the time of Ikvata de Mashiach, the time that we're living here, Torah Shimon. The Torah of the Rashbi, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the Zohar, that's going to be the appropriate Torah. That's going to be the appropriate Torah that's going to open up the generation's minds and hearts. L'chzor b'tshuva. Now, The Torah continues over here that says, should you listen to Hashem's words, Torah, mitzvot, maasim tovim, get all these guarantees. There's all these guarantees over here, all these promises. It says over here, and He love you, and He'll bless you, and He will add more to you, and He will bless your, you with children, and the fruits of the land. Your fields, your animals, your livestock, and there's no better life than this. Everything's just going. Whatever you want, you're getting. He says, keep all the mitzvot, each one the way you're supposed to. Promises all over the place. Baruch tiyeh mikol ha'amim. You'll be blessed from all the nations. And then he goes over here that no nation will be able to touch us. No nation will be able to harm us. Lo tira mehem. Zachor tizkor et asher asa Hashem elokecha leFaro v'chol Mitzrayim. Don't worry. Remember what I did to Mitzrayim. Remember what I did to all the people in the desert. I'll do the same for you. Just listen to my words. Just listen to the mitzvot. Guarantees. A stamp. Moshe Rabbeinu. His word is emet. Moshe emet v'torato emet. And he's talking to us. He's talking to the age of Ikvita de Mashiach. He says, look, in that type of generation, by the way, why are we called Ikvita de Mashiach? You see, the Jewish nation is a body. It's a body. Somewhere the head, somewhere the body. Ikvita de Mashiach is the last part. It's the heel. Why? They give an example of a baby. How does the baby get up? First, he picks up his head. Then he picks up his body. A baby doesn't pick up his feet and walk. Right? How does the baby get up? First with the head, then the body, then its feet. He said, the Ikvita de Mashiach, that's what it's going to be. Because typically a human being, when he gets up, it's the heels, the body, then the head moves forward. It's backwards in Ikvita de Mashiach. He says, now, it's that time, that the Ekev, there's something unique to this time. And he's telling us exactly how to be successful, how to make it, and God forbid, should we not do it the right way, what the punishment is. Now, we have to be careful with the mitzvot. We don't know the value of each mitzvah. When you do a mitzvah, you create an angel. We're about 6 or 7 weeks away from all these angels standing in line. One are going to talk in your favor, one are going to prosecute. You take right now some water, drink the water, you created an angel, goes upstairs, and it stands online. Come Judgment Day, they all line up. The good ones on the right, the bad ones on the left, and each one gets a turn. Who are you? Who made you? Judah made me. He blessed on me on lunch. Okay, check. Plus. God forbid a sin. Minus. Back and forth, back and forth. That's what happens in Rosh Hashanah. All your mitzvot are actually angels that all come and testify on the day of judgment. Some are made full. For example, let's say I'm having kavanah. There's some people that just like swallow the word. Just drink it like nothing happened. They said that angel might be missing legs, might be missing hands, might not have his head. He shows up, you see like bits and pieces of an angel. They say, why? He says, yeah, you didn't do it with kavanah. You didn't have the right intention. It all depends on how you do it with the right intention. Some angels, all the body parts, fully formed. Why? Because there was good intention, good kavanah. So if you imagine a guy that's going with all his fervor, with all his might to do a sin. He wants to, this non-kosher meal, this non-kosher girl, whatever it is. All of a sudden on the other side you see a fully formed, super strong, bright angel. It's got all the body parts. Why? The guy's heart was in it, the kavanah was in it. Then you see a few other angels that were created with, they're missing some parts because there wasn't the kavanah in it. So he's telling us, be careful. Don't be dash. Don't be stepping on the mitzvot. This one is important, this one's not important. Do each one properly. Now, for this class, I wanted to do something different. For this class, I wanted to study 5 pesukim straight in order to show you how Moshe Rabbeinu is giving us tips for life. He's telling us, listen, I'm leaving you in a few days. In a few days, I'm going into the heavens. But I'm going to give you age-old knowledge that will help you cope with life. That will help you deal with the world. And especially for the day and age that we're in, very, very appropriate. Listen to this. This is Perek Het in Parashat Ekev. We're going to study Pasuk Aleph through Pasuk Vav. Let's start with Pasuk Aleph. Kol ha-mitzvah asher anochi metzavecha hayom tishmeru la'asot. He says, all the mitzvot that I am commanding you today, I'm commanding you to keep. Leman techiyun, so you should live. U'vitem vatem v'ashtem ta'aretz asher nishba Hashem le'avodechem. So like that you'll be successful, and then you'll be able to come and inherit the land of Eretz Yisrael that Hashem swore and promised to your forefathers. First question on this pasuk: why does it say Kol ha-mitzvah? Why doesn't it say Kol ha-mitzvot? He's telling us now all the mitzvot, all Tariyag. Why is he choosing the word mitzvah only? He says because when you do a mitzvah, do it fully. There's a problem that people do mitzvot, but it's half a mitzvah. not full-heartedly, not with kavanah, not that they really want to do it. He says when you do the mitzvah, do kol ha-mitzvah. Do the entire mitzvah, beginning to end, the right way, properly, with intent, with kavanah. Don't leave it half done. Also, some people sometimes start mitzvot and don't finish it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to help out the show. I'm going to do something like I'm going to donate, or I'm going to build out. And they start. They start at the beginning of the year, Rosh Hashanah. Everybody's got that fervor to move forward. Come June, July, they didn't finish a mitzvah. It's half a mitzvah. He says, Kol ha-mitzvah. Do the whole mitzvah properly. When you're taking a glass of water, take a look at it. Appreciate it. You have a nice cold, ice cold glass of water in your hand. How did it get there? Think about it. It came from the faucet, came from the refrigerator. Where did the water come? They had to go back to a spring, take it from there, process it, bottle it, bring it over here. I have the electricity in my fridge. It's making it cold. I have it right here in my hand. Back in the days, they would have to walk for miles just to get water. I just had walking 2 steps to my fridge. I said, wow, unbelievable the day and age that I live in. Baruch atah Hashem, with intent. It's unbelievable what I have in my hand. A glass of water is an unbelievable thing. And not only that, what is water? Water keeps me alive, keeps me hydrated, keeps me healthy, keeps me clean. There's a way to appreciate things. Do we appreciate things? Do we even appreciate water? Moshe Rabbeinu says, Kol ha-mitzvah. Do the whole mitzvah properly. And it takes practice, but once you practice enough, it becomes second nature. Let's go to the next pasuk. וזכרת את כל הדרך אשר הוליכך השם אלוקיך זה 40 שנה במדבר. And I want you to remember the 40-year journey that you had in the desert. למען ענותך, לנסותך, לדעת אשר בלבביך, התשמור מצוותיי או לא. He says, I want you to remember what Hashem did during the journey in the Midbar for 40 years. Leman anotecha, when he was trying you. When he was also giving you challenges. Lenasotecha, to test you. Ladat Hashem bilvacha, to check your heart. To see if you have a true heart. Hatishmor mitzvotai or no. Or if you're going to keep his mitzvot or not. What is Moshe saying over here? They say that inside the desert they had 42 journeys. They call it Membet Masao. And they say that every person has 42 journeys in his life. Every person, you can see. I said it before this week, I'll say it again. You have to imagine yourself that you're a 42-book encyclopedia or a 42-book series. And each part of your life, you're a different book. Like for example, right now, I'm at volume 18 in my life of my 42 journeys. You can see before that, you were single. Before that, maybe a person was dealing with health issues. Before that, maybe he was dealing with some sort of business issues, financial issues, family issues. You see, and that's gone. That's a different chapter, and it's another chapter. So he says, you're going to have trials in your life, just like we had in the desert. Just like we had 42 journeys in the desert, you're going to have 42 journeys in life. Why? I'm going to test you. He says, Hashem's going to test you. He's going to see if you have a true heart, if you're really keeping the mitzvot because you're keeping the mitzvot, or if you're and to check your heart. What is he saying that? What is he saying to check you and to check your heart? Very easily. Sometimes, the Baalei Tshuva, when they come back, what happens? They get into a patch of the hardest time in their life. They expect, okay, I've been this Goyish version of myself for so many years. I'm ready to become the Jewish version of myself. And they do teshuvah. And after they do teshuvah, all of a sudden they hit all these 3-4 years of super hard times. And they say, that's what things would get better. If I keep Shabbat, I keep kosher, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. Now that's the hardest part of my life. Hashem says, I'm going to try to see if you're for real. Because what do you think? You're going to put on tefillin, keep Shabbat, and the money bags are going to fall on you? So easy, everybody will do it. He says, let me see your true heart. Let me see if you're in it for me, not for all the rewards that come along with it. So here, Moshe Rabbeinu is giving you a disclaimer on life. You're going to get tested. You're going to wake up in the morning, get ready. It's coming. You're going to get tested. Whether it's from your work, whether it's from your family, whether it's from a stranger, whether it's in business, whether it's in personal, whether it's in health, whether it's in finances, you're going to get tested. Okay, let's move on to the next pasuk. He says, "Vaya'alcha, vayarevecha, vayachilecha." He's going to torture you, he's going to starve you, and then he's going to feed you et haman, vayachilecha et haman. Then he's going to give you the heavenly soul food, the man. That you never knew before, and your forefathers never knew. למען הודיעך, כי לא על הלחם לבדו יחיה האדם, כי על כל מוצא פי אדוני יחיה האדם. He says, I'm going to try you in a lot of different ways, but then I'm going to give you the man. Man is heavenly food. This is food of emunah. The whole story of the man is that they had to take every day just enough, just what they needed. On Friday, they took a double portion, because it usually spoils the next day. A double portion, so it'll be in Shabbat. So you have to have emunah. I take enough today. Imagine, you have enough food just for what you're eating right now. Your fridge is empty. There's nothing. Why? Tomorrow I should give you more food. Imagine, how do we live today? Our fridges are packed. Our cabinets are packed with food. Why? To have it back up, just in case, tomorrow, for the week. They didn't live like that. They ate for the day. What I needed is what they ate, and tomorrow Hashem gives more. You have to have faith. What if there's no more? What if the fear comes inside? What if tomorrow there's no food? Let's take more today. Hashem says, no. Emunah. Believe that there's going to be there tomorrow. He says, Vayachilecha taman. And nobody knew this man. Nobody had this heavenly food. Not Abraham, not Yitzchak, not Yaakov. You are eating the man. And for all ages, you have to know that Hashem is the one that's giving you what you need. Every day He gives you what you need. Exactly what you need. This next line is super interesting. It says, Ki lo al halechem levado yechya adam. A man doesn't live only on bread alone. What does he mean by that? There's two parts to our body. We have neshama behemit, right? We have that animalistic side to us, and then we have the spiritual side to us. And neither one can live on their own. You can't just be spiritual, and you can't also be physical. You have to be both. For example, if all day long all I do is take care of my body, what happens to my soul? It becomes starved. You start to get depressed. You start to feel something is off. You're missing something in your life. At the same time, you can't go sit on top of a rock and say, all I'm doing is being spiritual out there. I don't want no food, no family, no children. I just want to be connected to God. You can't. Both ways, you lose. The body needs the soul, and the soul needs the body. It's a marriage. However, in this pasuk it says, Ki lo al halechem levado yechya adam. A person can get fooled and say, I'm living. What do I need to live? All I do is I need to eat, sleep, wake up in the morning, repeat. He says, no, it's not the food. Lo al halechem yechya adam. It's not the food that's keeping you alive. It's the beracha that you're saying before that's keeping you alive. Ki al kol motza pi. Whatever comes out of your mouth, the blessing that you're making, that's what's keeping you alive. Right? That beracha is the spiritual sustenance. The food that you're eating is the physical sustenance. So he's letting you know right here, right now, life needs both. You need to have balance. You have to have your spirituality, and you have to have your mundane, your physicality. In other words, you have to eat your food. You have to get married. You have to do all the things that are connected to the body, but don't forget to bring kedusha into it. Bless on your food. Do the right things properly through the Jewish religion, so like that the spirituality gets its sustenance also. Key to life. Big key to life over here. Lo al lechem levado yechia adam. Big key. Telling you, don't live life tuned into one side. It's not going to be good for you. Eventually you see it's not going to be good for you. I'll skip to Pasuk Hey. It says, Ve'adata im levavecha, and you will know, deep down in your heart, you should know this. Ki kasher yaser ish et beno. The same way a father raises his child, the way that he trains his child, the way he mentors his child, the way he disciplines his child, Hashem Elokecha miyasereka. That's how Hashem is going to treat you. Hashem is going to be the mirror of you. I'm going to stop it right here for 1 second and summarize what we just learned, these first few Pesukim. We learned that first of all, the fact that you use the word mitzvah as opposed to mitzvot, we have to do the mitzvah fully, properly. Top to bottom. Don't do mitzvah halfway. Don't do a mitzvah without kavanah, without intention. Do it full. He gave us a disclaimer on life. Hey, you're going to get tested. Know that. You're going to get tested. Every day, wake up and find that one day it's going to be business, one day it's going to be personal, one day it's going to be health, one day it's going to be finances. Get ready for it. He let us know that there will be reward and there is punishment. He says if you listen to the mitzvot, what apply, your children, your wives will get pregnant, you'll have livestock, you'll have fields filled with things, your clothing is not going to rot. Everything, gave all the promises. And should you not, he said, the goyim are going to come and destroy you. Reward and punishment exists in this world. He let us know that you must have emunah. Emunah. He mentioned the man. Just like Hashem gave us the man in the desert, that's how you have to have that mentality every day in your life. Hashem is the one that's giving you what you need. And then he let us know that you can't just tap into one side of life, which is the physical side. You have to have a spiritual side to you as well. And the last part, which is the part I want to zoom in on, it says, and the way that a father raises his child is the way that Hashem, or the way that he trains or mentors his child, or the way that he treats his child, that's how Hashem treats you. Very, very interesting. So we got a bunch of life lessons right here. I can go right now just with this few pesukim into life and that's it, I'm good. I have my 5 ways of how to live life and I'll be okay. But the last part, he says that the way that you raise your child, in other words, it's a summary. I just gave you everything. Put it into play. Go ahead. Activate your learning right now and go into life. And what happens, as soon as you get a child, everything that's inside of you, what do you want to do? You want to pass it on. So the way you pass on your version of your religion or life to your child, if it's good, great. If it's bad, very bad. You didn't get the point. So Hashem says, the way you are going to deal with your son is the way I'm going to deal with you. That's why they say, in the house, you have 2 mirrors. Your wife is a mirror, your children are a mirror. If you see your children, if you see your wife is yelling and screaming and you just don't understand that it's not even her. Hashem just used her, like you put a disc in her mouth and she just pressed play. She doesn't even know what she's saying. Hashem is just giving you a mirror, what you need to fix in your life, and He's using her as a tool for you to see it. Children as well. Children, sometimes people say, oh, my kid, he's not behaving, the way he's talking, the way he's acting. It's not the kid. It's Hashem sending you a message. That's how you're acting with Him. He just wants you to see. Look how it feels. Look how it feels. How do you feel when your kid is misbehaving? How do you feel when your kid is not doing what he's supposed to do? Stop right there and say, well, I'm acting the same way with Hashem. The kid is our mirror to teach us that this is how we're behaving with God. Unbelievable. The blame game in life is very easy. We love to point fingers. My wife, my kids, my boss, my friends. It's always the other person, not us. Hashem says, I'm going to send you little messages with the people that are around you. The point here, are you going to be smart enough or educated enough to pick up on those tips and to fine-tune yourself? My kid is acting this way. Wait, how am I acting this way with God? And then you see, as soon as you fix that part of yourself with Hashem, that whole thing disappears from your son. It's like it never existed. And many testify to that. That whatever he was dealing with his wife, whatever he was dealing with his children, just disappears. Why? Because he fixed it within himself. Be'ezrat Hashem, that we should all take Moshe Rabbeinu's advice and that we fulfill our tikkun. Shabbat shalom and barak.